Ravens fans, the spotlight is back on Baltimore as we dive into everything happening with the team after a roller coaster stretch of games that have left plenty of questions and excitement buzzing through the fan base. The spotlight has been especially intense on the offensive line, a topic that has drawn the most scrutiny after Thanksgiving's clash with the Bengals. John Harbaugh, as always, has offered his take on the decisions that have fueled debates across the league, and the way he breaks down the rookies and veterans on the roster gives a window into the philosophy guiding this Ravens team. Emory Jones, for example, has been a focal point in recent conversations. Harbaugh highlighted his energy and athleticism, pointing out that while there were rookie moments on display, it is through game experience that a player truly starts to grow. He emphasized that Jones' time on the field, even in a rotational role, is a critical step in his development, acknowledging the learning curve without closing the door on future opportunities. There is no clear commitment yet as to whether Jones will continue in a rotation with Justin Voorhees, or possibly see more extensive time, but the strategy seems rooted in building confidence and consistency rather than overextending a young player when discussing positional versatility, particularly at guard. Harbaugh was careful to weigh the pros and cons of placing a rookie at multiple spots. The conversation around whether Jones could contribute on both sides highlighted the challenges of balancing development with performance. Compounding a rookie's responsibilities could hinder growth rather than accelerate it. And Harbaugh made it clear that finding the right balance is part of the long-term strategy. While there are fans and analysts pushing for immediate changes, including thoughts about benching underperforming linemen or shuffling the lineup, the reality is that the Ravens are navigating a mix of experience, potential, and game day performance in a highly competitive environment. The evaluation of players like Daniel Fowle and Andrew Voorhees reflects this balancing act, as Harbaugh discussed how both players have shown high grades in certain aspects, even if inconsistencies remain. For Voorhees, the volatility between run blocking and pass blocking continues to be a challenge, while Fowle has shown flashes of excellence that make benching or major changes more complex than it appears on the surface. Turning to the running back situation, the snap distribution between Rasheen Ali, Derrick Henry, and Catton Mitchell has sparked plenty of debate among fans and analysts alike. Harbaugh addressed this head-on, explaining that game flow often dictates which players see the field, especially with 2-minute situations and adjustments required mid-game. Rasheen Ali, stepping in for Justice Hill, found himself in pass protection roles that altered traditional carry patterns, while Derrick Henry's usage has been carefully managed to balance effectiveness with situational strategy, even when the numbers seem uneven. The coaching perspective emphasizes maximizing the talent on the field without making the game too predictable for opponents. There were key moments in games, particularly in the early part of the second quarter against Cincinnati, where additional carries for Henry could have helped establish the running game more firmly. But situational factors, including timing, scoring, and 2-minute drills, often redirected the offense's approach. Harbaugh's comments underline the complexity of managing a roster where multiple players have overlapping roles and strengths, and where each snap can be influenced by strategy, matchups, and in-game adjustments. It is also interesting to note Harbaugh's approach to developing younger players while maintaining performance from veterans. His reflections on Emory Jones and other rookie linemen point to a broader strategy of measured exposure, giving players enough responsibility to grow, but not overwhelming them with multifaceted roles before they are ready. This philosophy is mirrored in the running back rotation, where situational play calling and role assignments are designed to balance opportunity with team needs. While fans may focus on statistics and snap counts, the coaching staff is considering how each player contributes to the broader scheme, from pass protection assignments to special packages and situational effectiveness. This kind of detailed management is what separates successful teams from those that struggle when key contributors are rotated or when injuries pile up. In the midst of these conversations, it is also impossible to ignore the polarizing nature of Lamar Jackson's role in the offense. While this discussion will continue in later segments, Jackson's presence and decision-making influence how the Ravens approach both the passing and running game. Adjustments to offensive line deployment and running back utilization are inevitably tied to his capabilities and the defensive strategies he faces. Harbaugh's assessments revealed that the team is actively trying to maximize both the immediate effectiveness of the roster and the long-term development of younger talent. This delicate balance often explains some of the controversial decisions made during games. Whether it is snap counts for a particular running back or positioning a rookie lineman to optimize growth and minimize errors. Even in games where the Ravens have trailed or found themselves in high-pressure situations, the underlying theme from Harbaugh's explanations is consistency and adaptability, offensive line performance, running back rotations, and quarterback decision-making are all part of a larger ecosystem where the team's coaching staff must weigh risk versus reward on every play. The challenge becomes even greater when factoring in situational plays such as 2-minute drills, red zone efficiency, and the need to respond to momentum swings within a game. Each of these variables affects how much a player is on the field and in what role, making snap counts and rotations appear more complex than just raw statistics might suggest. The Ravens' recent games have highlighted both potential and inconsistency, a theme that resonates across the offensive line, backfield, and quarterback roles. While rookies like Emory Jones are gaining valuable experience, veterans like Derrick Henry and Daniel Fowle are navigating their own challenges and maintaining performance under varying circumstances. Harbaugh's insights provide context, emphasizing that what might appear as questionable decisions on the surface are often calculated strategies that factor in long-term development, situational needs, and overall team cohesion. This multi-layered approach explains why fans see rotations and snap distributions that spark debate online, while the coaching staff evaluates the same scenarios through a lens of growth, preparedness, and situational execution. Picking up from where we left off, Ravens fans, the conversation shifts to the ongoing challenges and opportunities within the team as December pushes forward. The injuries and the depth chart adjustments have made this part of the season particularly fascinating, with John Harbaugh and his staff constantly weighing risk and reward on each decision. One of the most talked about elements right now is the injury status of key players who have been sidelined and how their potential return could reshape the roster dynamics. These updates are crucial because the Ravens are navigating the final stretch of the season with a mix of veteran leadership and emerging talent, and each player's availability can dramatically shift game planning and strategy. Harbaugh has been careful to manage expectations, emphasizing that recovery timelines and reintegration into the lineup must be handled thoughtfully to avoid setbacks while also maximizing the team's competitive edge. For instance, the offensive line continues to be a puzzle that Harbaugh and his coaching staff are trying to solve. The balance between developing rookies like Emory Jones and maintaining consistent production from veterans remains delicate. As games progress and matchups evolve, the coaching staff has to evaluate whether it is better to keep a young player in a single role to hone their skills, or experiment with multiple positions to expand versatility. This approach is particularly relevant as the Ravens face divisional rivals like the Pittsburgh Steelers, where every snap and assignment carries heightened significance. The complexity of these matchups requires not only preparation and adjustment in practice, but also real-time decisions that can influence the outcome of the game. Every block, every run, and every adjustment in personnel can shift momentum, and Harbaugh has consistently pointed to the importance of patience and strategic thinking in navigating these scenarios. In terms of the running back cores, the debate surrounding Derrick Henry, Rasheen Ali, and Catton Mitchell continues to capture attention. Harbaugh has been transparent about the situational nature of their roles, noting that game flow, defensive alignments, and 2-minute drills frequently dictate who is on the field and for how long. While some fans focus on the total snap counts and perceive underutilization, the reality is that effective deployment often goes beyond numbers. Considering aspects like pass protection, red zone efficiency, and strategic surprises, Ali's role, stepping in for Justice Hill, has been especially pivotal in pass protection assignments, which, while less visible to the casual observer, directly impacts the offense's ability to execute complex plays. Similarly, Mitchell's contributions in blocking and occasional carries offer depth and flexibility, giving the coaching staff more options during high-pressure moments. The balance between keeping Henry effective while ensuring the team maintains situational adaptability exemplifies the challenges of modern NFL roster management, where players are no longer used in rigid, predictable roles. Looking at quarterback Lamar Jackson, his presence continues to influence the strategic framework for the Ravens. His dual threat capability forces defenses to commit resources to contain both the passing and running threats he presents, which in turn impacts how the running backs are utilized. When Jackson scrambles or targets check down options, like Henry or Mitchell. It not only opens up opportunities for the offense, but also forces the Ravens to consider how to protect their investment in key playmakers. Harbaugh's commentary suggests a deep understanding of this interplay, emphasizing that the decisions made in the moment are informed by both immediate tactical needs and long-term developmental goals for younger players. This approach, while occasionally leading to debates over snap counts and rotations, reflects a broader philosophy that prioritizes situational awareness and adaptability over rigid adherence to tradition or conventional usage patterns. The injury landscape remains a critical variable, particularly as the Ravens enter matchups that will likely determine their position in the playoff race. Players returning from injury will have to be reintegrated carefully to ensure they are physically ready and able to contribute effectively without risking setbacks. Harbaugh has stressed the importance of these cautious steps, recognizing that rushing players back prematurely could have ripple effects throughout the roster. The timing and sequencing of returns also impact which players are rotated during games, influencing both offensive line alignments and backfield deployment. This careful orchestration highlights the intricate planning required at the professional level, where every decision can carry both immediate and long-term consequences. Beyond injuries, the mental and emotional aspect of the game is increasingly under discussion. The Ravens have faced moments of adversity this season, and the coaching staff's handling of morale, confidence, and on-field chemistry is as critical as physical preparation. Young players like Emory Jones are navigating the pressures of stepping into a high-stakes environment, while veterans are tasked with maintaining performance under scrutiny and contributing leadership that can stabilize the team. Harbaugh's approach underscores the importance of maintaining a balance between pushing for growth and providing support, a challenge that is amplified in the high-intensity environment of December football. Strategically, the Ravens continue to refine their offensive approach, balancing the need to run effectively with the necessity of maintaining a dynamic passing attack. Screens to Derrick Henry and creative use of Cat and Mitchell represent efforts to diversify the attack and take advantage of matchups that may not be immediately obvious. These plays are designed not only to maximize individual talent, but also to create unpredictability that challenges opposing defenses. Harbaugh's commitment to flexibility is evident in how he frames the game plan, highlighting that while the team wants to establish the run, it must remain adaptable to the ebb and flow of each contest. This philosophy reflects a nuanced understanding of modern football, where static game plans are often less effective than schemes that evolve in real time based on how a game unfolds. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. The NFL rumor mill is already buzzing after Myles Garrett, one of the league's most formidable defensive forces, seemingly threw shade at the Baltimore Ravens, igniting yet another chapter in an already heated rivalry. Known for his on-field dominance and off-field charisma, Garrett didn't hold back during a recent interview, dropping a comment that has fans and analysts speculating about what's brewing behind the scenes. While he didn't mention the Ravens by name, insiders suggest that his words were anything but subtle, hinting at a simmering tension that could make their next encounters even more intense. Garrett's teammates appeared amused but alert, as if understanding the storm that might be coming. In the past, clashes between Garrett and the Ravens' offensive line have produced some of the most memorable and physically intense moments in the league. Now, with this latest jab, whispers suggest that both locker rooms are on high alert, and rival fans are already predicting fireworks on the field. Sports forums and social media channels have exploded with speculation, with pundits dissecting every nuance of Garrett's tone and body language. Could this be a psychological tactic to get into the Ravens' heads, or is there a genuine grudge brewing beneath the surface? Analysts point out that Garrett has a history of using the media to send subtle messages, and this latest incident fits perfectly into that pattern. Some believe this could signal a renewed focus on targeting key Ravens players during games, while others think it's more about fueling his own competitive fire. Regardless, the NFL community is abuzz, waiting to see how Baltimore responds, whether with a statement, a retort on social media, or a more physical reply on the gridiron. For fans, this is exactly the kind of drama that keeps rivalries alive, the kind that transforms routine matchups into must-watch spectacles. If Garrett's indirect comment is any indication, the next time these two forces meet, tempers could flare and tensions could reach a new high, as always in football. The line between competitive banter and on-field intensity is razor thin, and Garrett knows exactly how to walk it. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.